This video needs no introduction. I listened to 10 seconds of the video, and you know what? Let's get into it.
I put HIV positive on my profiles. People don't want to touch you. I remember being on a date with someone, so I brought him back to my place. Was like, okay, like I need to tell you something. Like I'm HIV positive. And I remember he like looked at me. It was like I murdered him. I was like, I thought he was gonna beat the shit out of me. He was like, I can't believe you wouldn't tell me, and like you gave me HIV, and like was just losing his mind. And I'm like, no, that's not possible. Even if I bled on you, like in an open wound, like that wouldn't happen. I'm undetectable, and like, you know. But he just like didn't want to hear it. Now, like the way the law
The fucking people hosting this are like, oh my god, that's so terrible. Yeah, how could he not want to fuck somebody with the fucking monster? That's crazy.
goes, like being undetectable, like I really don't have to like disclose my status. And you think about it, like anyone that you meet on your first date, or if like you're hooking up, like are you like, I have diabetes, I have high blood pressure, you're not telling them any of this shit. Where HIV is now, like
bro, like I remember making a video about this shit in the past, and I had a bunch of like HIV, LGBT, trans activists getting at me, talking about diabetes is worse than HIV. We've come so far, and I'm knowledgeable, and I'm afraid. And why am I so afraid? And this, that, and third. Now, then they try to be like, oh, is it because you got it? I was like, actually, clearly I don't, but you must have it the way that you're fighting for it. This shit is insane. Do you know how much of a narcissist you have to be to sit there and not put that on your profile, but want to go dating and bring people to your home knowing that there's a chance you might fuck, and then be like, oh, I'm not gonna tell them. I won't tell them. It's not their business. It doesn't matter. It's undetectable. Man,
if you are undetectable, like you don't necessarily like have to disclose that. I don't think you're putting anyone at any risk that you have to like necessarily go through that, but it's because of the stigma and shame that I feel like I have to disclose. People would look at that as betrayal.
What? I shouldn't have to disclose that I have HIV. Oh man, queer HIV positive, they them shares their thoughts. While I have full compassion for having HIV, whether undetectable or not, and emphasize that this must be a very hard thing to deal with, I feel this clip denotes a much broader part of the left-wing queer culture. Queer prides itself off on pursuit of unlimited pleasure, strong personal boundaries, dismantling social norms, and ultimate entitlement. The truth is, he should care enough about others to want to always tell them, instead of his primary concern being that of his own. We need to take responsibility for ourselves. Absolutely. That's so fucking crazy. That's insane. Man, I don't know if this is related, but I'm gonna just say it anyway. So when I was much, much younger, this was the Xbox 360 days. I remember there was a kid that we used to game with. I wasn't super duper close with him, but we would talk, and everybody would talk and all of that. And I remember one day we was all just shooting the shit, playing the game, a good old Call of Duty. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and we all just shooting the shit late at night, and he comes into the chat, and you was able to have at least like 8 people in the chat room at a time or whatever like that. And he was talking about some chick and all that. We was like, yeah, man, go for it. Why didn't you do it, right? Yeah, go tear that ass up. She clearly likes you, mind you. He was telling us about basically he had hard times dating, and, girls don't really like him, but there was this one girl that liked him and all of this shit. And somewhere along the line, he said, well, the thing is, she has HIV, and I've been kind of debating, like sometimes I go to do it, I stop myself, this, that, and third. I remember everyone going, no. We had this lady, this mom, right? There was a mom who used to play Call of Duty with us, right? This older lady. She immediately jumped into the call when she found out, right? Was like, don't you dare. And like we literally, she went into mom mode. You had one person sit there and go, well, if you're gonna do it, you better be safe. She went into mom mode and was like, no. She went off. She tried to be nice about it, but at the same time, like, she was like, I guess she viewed a lot of us like her children. But now we're at a point where we're gonna gaslight each other and just be like, nah, it's not that big of a deal. Don't worry about it. You don't need to disclose it. That's not their business. It's like diabetes. And these exact same people will sit there and say that you're killing them because you're not get COVID tested. Get the fuck out of here.